All right, we will continue on with South Carolina wide receiver Deebo Samuel. Again, we'll take questions. If you'll raise your hand, we'll get a microphone to you. We'll go right down here on the front row.
Deebo, a couple of questions. First, we've heard a lot about the up-tempo offense and how Jake prefers to play in it, how he looks better. Have you seen that from what you've been able to see so far?
Yes, sir, I have.
And I got to ask about the jacket. Where'd you get this one?
I got this at the men's warehouse in Columbia.
We'll go over here to the left on the front row.
Deebo, right now, would you say physically, are you back to the same level you were before the injury?
Yes, sir. I feel fine, ready to roll.
So you expect to, right from game one, to come out with the same explosiveness and be the same type playmaker that you were before you got hurt?
Yes, sir.
We'll go right here in the middle on the left side in the aisle.
Hey, Deebo, right here in the middle. For those of us who have never broken their leg before and obviously given so much to the game of football like you have, can you take us through some of the emotions of having to sit out last year and how happy you are now to be able to get back on the field this year?
I mean, previous years before I broke my ankle, I had hamstring injuries, which set me out a couple games, but not for the rest of the season. But breaking an ankle, I mean, you can get down on yourself and you can say to yourself, maybe football is not for you. But I didn't look at it that way. I had motivation from Coach Muschamp and Coach B-Mac, and also my parents to motivate me to be able to push myself and get back to where I was before I got hurt.
Go over here to the left side, second row in the middle.
First of all, are you the best dressed guy here today?
I would think so.
You've gotten a lot of preseason attention, first preseason All-American, a lot of accolades, stuff like that. How do you feel about that? What does that mean to you, and how does it motivate you?
I mean, I look at that as motivation, but I'm not all into like the predictions. I mean, I have to, me myself, like I have to go out there and produce and try to make those things happen.
Go over here to the right side, standing in the back.
Deebo, what is it about Jake Bentley that makes him special? What does he do well? Is it something on the field, off the field?
I mean, you get the same thing off the field and you get on the field. You get a leader, you get a hard worker, you get a guy that loves the game. I mean, Jake Bentley, I mean, he's a really good guy, and he also like a good quarterback, and he controls the offense.
Go over here to the left side on the camera platform.
Now, Deebo, there's a lot of hype surrounding this wide receiver core, especially with you, but you aside, what makes the other receivers so special?
I mean, all of us bring different things to the table. Like Shi Smith, he's the fast guy. Brian and Otre, the big guys. I mean, we all bring different things to the table.
Go over here to the right side, standing in the back.
Deebo, you and A.J. Brown at Ole Miss are often mentioned as like the two best receivers in the SEC. You know, how much of his game do you watch? What do you like about it? And then, you know, what sets you apart?
I mean, he's a big physical guy, and I kind of feel like we have the same type of game. I mean, we communicate here and there through social media and ask each other how we're doing.
Go to the camera platform on the front row on the left.
Deebo, when you're battling hamstring injury your freshman year, hamstring injury your sophomore year, then you break your leg your junior year, do you feel a sense of urgency for your senior season, realizing that if you were able to continue what you started last year, what that could mean for your future as a professional?
I mean, yes, sir. Due to the injuries, it was a minor setback. But as I approach the game of football every day in and day out, I don't think about like I've got hurt, so maybe I should slow down here. Like when I'm out there, I'm like full go.
Go over here to the left side on the second row.
You touched on Brian and Ortre and Shi, but what has impressed you about Josh Vann? I think Will Muschamp said today he's been pretty impressed with him as well.
I mean, his route running and his ball skills, while he's catching the ball, you can tell he do a really good job of that.
Front row, right here on the right.
Deebo, what do you think about the new kickoff rules to where you can fair catch anywhere inside the 25 and get to the 25? And will coaches kind of give you a free range to make up your own mind if you want to run it?
I mean, we didn't really pay that no attention because I don't think we're going to be fair catching any kick returns.
Go to the front row on the left.
Deebo, what do you think about Coach McClendon's new offense and the wrinkles that he brings in the faster pace?
I mean, I think it's an advantage to us being able to move at fast pace because, I mean, it gives us an advantage because the defensive coordinator always can't get a play in time before we're snapping the ball.
We'll go front row on the left.
Deebo, when you were out injured, what did you do to try to help some of those young receivers to hurry along their progress and development to take up some of the slack while you were out?
One thing I talked to them about was being mature and taking advantage of every opportunity you got. And, I mean, day in and day out, they got better.
We'll go over here to the left side, third row on the aisle.
Deebo, what has been the hardest part about missing a year and then coming back this year? Maybe specifically on the field. What's been the hardest part for you getting back on the field with the guys?
Probably one of the hardest parts is getting through the rehab. I mean, like once you hurt and when you first start, I mean, you feel you still kind of think you're kind of broken, but as you push through it, you feel like, okay, I'm getting better and better daily.
We'll go standing back here on the left.
Deebo, I don't know how much you've been able to go up against JT and Nick Harvey and off-season stuff, but what stood out to you about those guys since they've been with y'all for the last few weeks or so?
They're pretty smart guys and got a good feel for the game.
Go to camera platform, front row on the left.
Deebo, when you were sitting out watching these other guys step up, what were your thoughts during that time? And now as you get ready to take the field again this year, you've got other guys around you that are going to need some attention. Do you feel like that can take you to another level?
Yes, I feel like they can take me to a level, and also the group of guys that we got. Seeing those guys step up the way they did last year, it was a big boost to our offense this year because you don't have to worry about, like, maybe you got a little wrinkle here at the receiver core. It's not going to be that.
Go to the camera platform, far left, standing.
Deebo, was it as simple as just getting out there and wanting to play again, or what was motivating you when you're going through the rehab? I know there was part of the season where you thought maybe you'd be able to get back towards the end of the year, but what was motivating you the most to be able to just get back out there and play ball?
I mean, the thing that was motivating me was the love I have for the game, and I wasn't going to give up on it. I mean, the thing that made me start taking it slower was I was going to be able to graduate in December, and my parents and Coach Muschamp played a major role in that.
Go to the camera platform in the back, far right.
Deebo, do you feel like you're the best receiver in the SEC? If so, why?
I really don't get into all that. I just go out there and play the game.
Go right here to the front row on the left.
For you, what was it like going through the spring where you got back out on the field and then it seemed like there was some kind of injury flare-up that knocked you out again?
Say it again?
What was it like going through the spring?
I mean, it was good, and we just started taking things slow again.
Go to the camera platform in the back, far right.
Hey, Deebo, DJ didn't seem to mind that Torrey Gurley guaranteed that you guys would beat Georgia in week 2. What do you guys think as current players when you hear a former player say that, and does it register with you that could be used by Georgia as extra motivation?
I mean, by him saying that, I mean, he watches us work out and he sees the work ethic, but we're not big on predictions. We're really focused on finishing the summer and beginning the camp and getting ready for Coastal.
Go over here to the left side on the second row.
First off, what were your thoughts on Coach McClendon's promotion, and then how, if at all, will your role in the offense develop under him?
We really haven't talked about my role in the offense, but the step up for him I thought was pretty big because he always had input on the offense before he even became the offensive coordinator.
Go over here to the right side, back row, all the way far right.
Deebo, Jake has always talked about your relationship on and off the field in terms of how you guys kind of balance each other out and get better. What was his role in terms of your rehab in terms of just him supporting you?
I mean, day in and day out, you'll see Jake coming there. He's like, Deebo, how you doing? And then he'll go talk to the trainers, making sure I'm doing the right things that I need to do to get back on the field.
Go to the front row on the left side.
So last year, Shai, Brian, Ortre end up starting most of it. You kind of come back in there. Does that create a really competitive environment since there's potentially only 3 spots and 4 of you guys?
We go out there and compete. We give it our best every day in and day out, and we just do what the coaches tell us to do.
Go over here to the right side, second row on the aisle.
What do you think about Javon Kinlaw switching from number 99 to 3?
I mean, if you see a big guy in a single-digit number, you just be like, you just get kind of nervous.
Anything you feel like?
Yeah, I feel like it's more intimidating.
What do you feel about Beyonce and Jay-Z coming to Columbia? You're going to be going to that concert?
No.
We'll go over here to the second row on the left side.
Deebo, when you drop back in the opening game for that first kickoff of this season, what is going to be going through your mind, and what's it like to take one to the house like that?
I mean, every time I see the ball kicked off the tee, I'm wondering, I'm like, where the hole is going to be that I'm going to see the crease and score another touchdown.
Over here standing on the back of the left.
If you can think back your redshirt year, 2014, that offense had Dylan Thompson and Nick Jones. Can you kind of compare what you remember seeing in that offense? I know you were redshirting that year, but to what you see in the offense y'all have now with the receivers and the running backs and everybody?
I see a more educated, up-tempo offense now than I seen when I first got there.
If you got any other questions, raise your hand. We'll get a microphone to you. Go to the camera position back here on the left, front row.
Deebo, when we see you, you're always positive, you're always energetic. But after that Kentucky game, was there a brief time where you were down and you needed someone to kind of to lift you up and provide the role that you provide others, have them provide that to you?
Yes, sir. I mean, going through any type of injury, you gonna get down on yourself. It's just how you attack it and how you go about your day.
Any other questions? All right, thanks, Deebo. Just a reminder to everyone, this room will close at 7.